So after you've turned your heel, it's time to pick up the stitches for the gusset so that you can start working in the round again. To do this, you're just going to start by knitting the stitches across the heel. Now after you finish doing that, this is when you're going to be picking up these stitches. So what I like to do is I start from the top and I count each of these V's from my slip stitches to make sure that I have the right number that I'm supposed to be picking up. In this case, I'm going to be picking up and knitting 12, and I've already counted from the top to make sure that I have the right amount and to make sure I don't pick up something that's not actually a slip stitch. And there are a couple of different ways that you can pick up and knit your selvage edge, but what I like to do is I just stick my needle under that V and I pick up both loops to make it nice and tight, and I just knit it. And you're going to do that. I'm doing it 12 times. You do it the same amount in your pattern. Now that I'm at the end, you can see sometimes there's a little bit of a gap here, and that can cause a small hole in your sock. So what you're going to do here is just pick it up and do a make one, so that you have a nice tight sock with no hole there. Then you just turn your work as you would normally and continue to the next needle. You're just going to knit as normal, or knit in whatever pattern you're doing. Do the same for the next needle. Once you get around to the other side, we're going to add in another needle. Do your make one, tighten it up, and then we're going to pick up the edge in the same way that we did before. And again, it's helpful to count beforehand to make sure that you're picking up the right thing, you know what you're doing. So now I've just knit one round just to basically set up the stitches and have everything stabilized. And as you can see, if I just continued knitting like this, it would be pretty big. So what we have to do, as you can see in this sock, is just do some decreases to get the sock to really fit. And right here, as you can see, it creates a sort of wedge shape, and this really hugs the sock to the arch of your foot. So the way you do this, so I'm going to knit on this needle until 2 stitches are left. Then I'm just going to knit 2 together. That decreases 1 stitch on this side. Then again, just continue knitting across these 2 needles as normal, as these are on the top of your foot. So if you have a stitch pattern that you're doing, something special, just continue doing that as normal. These decreases aren't going to affect the top of your foot. And then when you get to the last needle, you're going to start by knitting 2 together. And then knitting the rest of the stitches on the needle. After you've finished your round of decreasing, you're just going to do 1 plain round of knitting. And the reason for this is to give you this nice, slow, sloping wedge shape. If you did every single round decreasing, it would be really tight and it wouldn't gradually come in to hug your arch in the same way that this slow alternated decrease does. So in order to do this, just do 1 round of your decreasing, 1 round knitting, and so on and so forth, repeating that until you've decreased the amount of stitches called for in your pattern.